not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey y'all, it is Tasha. I am back with another video. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. Hit the thumbs up button, comment in the comment section below, subscribe if you are not already subscribed to the channel, because if you're already here, you might as well do all three of those things. All right, but thank you so much for stopping in. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back, girl or guy. But we are here to talk about part 1 of the Ready to Love reunion, child. And honestly, they could have kept part 1. They could have just made it one whole part in general, because this just did not give what it is supposed to have gave. I don't know what they think it was giving, but it was not giving what they thought. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna be here, we're gonna talk about it. Just thankfully we only got one more episode to go, and then season 8 will be a wrap of Ready to Love. Okay, but when the reunion starts, everybody is out on stage. Everybody looks amazing from what I can see. I definitely love Lee's dress. I saw it on her Instagram as well. Like, that dress was giving. I love the boho locks on Kat. Like, they just are giving. And Sierra says, child, Kat was a wild card, and Kat was my favorite, and I'll marry her. Sierra, I really do like Sierra. She was hilarious. They also talked to Christopher, who we know was the other wild card. He said when he came in, he felt like he could provide a positive light. Kat said when she came in as being a wild card, she didn't like it because she felt like she was tardy to the party. Okay. They play back Kat coming into the process and showing some of her dates, and basically the guys meeting with that weird friend she had on the friend date. We then actually get to see Maurier breaking up with her, and she does cry a bit, and they say that they will stay friends. Again, I don't think Kat was feeling him like that. I thought maybe she was a little bit emotional because she just didn't get picked. And it is what it is. It's okay. It is okay to feel like, dang, I lost. But Kat, you ain't lose nothing, girl. No. So now we have on stage Kat, Quentin, Herbert, Maurier, Aries, and Phil, and they talk about basically Kat connections with the other ladies and also the men. And as they are talking, they pan it backstage, and Jessica and Janelle are giving her the serious side eye. I'm like, y'all look like some haters. Like, this is so childish. Okay, Kat says that her and Maurier just clicked right away. Maurier said they would have connected more if she came on day 1. Jessica did not like to hear that, and she was backstage. She's crunching up her face and eye rolling. Quentin basically says the same thing. So Janelle mimics what Jessica has done because she doesn't like that either. Like, the ugly faces these two are just making backstage basically the entire episode. Anytime somebody else is on the stage other than them, I was over it within the first 5 minutes of this episode. Okay. Kat says she really got to the point in the process where people didn't even talk to her, I guess, regarding the men who had already made connections. But I'm pretty sure she's talking mainly about Quentin. But he said he didn't really pursue her like that because he knew he would not be able to give her the time that she need. So he just kept her distance. But Kat is like, if I would have came early, I would have gotten all of them. Okay. And Janelle and Jessica in the back. Don't hate. Y'all know Kat is gorgeous. On stage now, once they remove them, is Red, Chris, Kiera, Unique, Janelle, and Quentin. So now we know, with the people that are on stage, we are going to revisit this thought comment that we heard, what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes within the season. Now we got to hear it again, child. And I just really don't care to rehash it, but here we are. He said he wasn't really hurt about the thought comment job, but everything else shows that you were hurt or feeling some kind of way about it, Red. Like, 1 + 1 is not equaling 2, child. When they replayed a clip of him saying he was a king of the city, the way basically all the ladies were laughing, I was dying, because don't nobody know you, sir. You acting like everybody know you, but don't nobody here know you. Tommy asked Red why it bothered him so much about the thought job comment. And again, he says he wasn't bothered by it. He just wanted her to stand on it. What? She did. She didn't say it behind your back and you heard it to the grapevine. She said it to your face. So what more does standing on it need to be? Like, Boy, be quiet. Unique tells Tommy what a thought job is. Basically, it gives you more access to the opposite sex because of the field that you were in. Tommy asks really why it got blown out of proportion. Red says, I ain't gonna let it go. And you can get a thought job comment t-shirt from my website. You're not bothered by it yet again, but you won't let it go. Tommy asks if Red thinks that Unique's comments affected his process in the show, and he says no one listens to her. You continue to show that you were bothered, although you said you weren't bothered, but you sound hella bothered to the rest of us, okay? Unique says she has a habit of ignoring red flags, no pun intended. And she heard some things about the people not involved in the process. And she said she brought it up to Red. And he said they would talk about it on the side. So they kind of went back and forth about him sending her a text and then sending her a DM or whatever. And then Q is just like, just whatever it is, just say it. So Unique ends up bringing it out and says that she heard something in regards to the involvement of how involved he is with his children. Janelle, of course, has to interject because anytime the spotlight is not on Janelle enough, she has to let y'all know, hello, I'm still in the room and I want the camera to be on me. But she says, basically, if there is something about the exes or the children, you need to just talk about it or leave it off the table because these people are innocent. Janelle, shut up. You did not have a dog in this fight and we did not need your comment, okay? Red says that he's been working and just going on dates. He's going on dates with Kira and Tequila. And he's like, and Janelle know where home is. Boy, bye. Don't nobody want you. Red asks Tommy if he wants a thought job t-shirt. Tommy says, no, thank you. And Unique says, don't nobody want them shirts. And I agree. Don't nobody want them shirts. All right. Now we have Jessica and Maurier. We revisit this whole connection. Nobody believes this connection. We don't believe it as the viewers. All the cast backstage don't believe it. I don't even believe Jessica and Maurier. Definitely Tommy does not believe this connection. I don't care what they say. Okay. It's just, they ain't it. And then the thing I also noticed this time around when they replayed him actually choosing her when they were on the bridge, when he chose her and they were about to come in and hug, Maurier licked his lips. And you could tell he licked his lips in anticipation of a kiss. And then here she is giving him a hug and a side kiss and telling him, "Oh, pudding." Girl, I don't call no man that I am romantically interested in pudding. All right. Tommy says anytime a woman reminds a man of his mama, and then it cuts backstage and Red says it ain't real, they ain't even kissed. Now, I don't like Red, but you was spot on that one, sir. Okay. Tommy asked Jessica what part of the process she started catching feelings for Maurier. She said she was kind of neutral all the way through. And then I was like, what, girl? How was you neutral all the way through, but yet you made it to the end and chose him? Shouldn't he be above everybody else? She says they went a little bit deeper than all of the other guys and he was more consistent than all the other guys. And I said, well, that's what it is. It was only Maurier's consistency that put him above the age. Not that she really liked him, but she enjoyed the attention that he was giving her. Point blank. Maurier said he really tried to give everyone a chance and no one was ever strong enough to remove Jessica. That's because no one was ever feeling you like that, Maurier. Like, you are not that great of a catch that everyone is going to just try to beat Jessica. If they talked to you and there was no connection, then they wasn't fighting past that because you're Maurier. No offense, but yeah. They say they are still dating and getting to know each other. And Tommy's kind of like, well, what does that mean? Everybody backstage is calling BS and we all call the same as well. Tommy's like, all right, next time I need to know that y'all are, engaged or something's going further. Tommy, it ain't. It ain't. So next up is Habibi, and I could have gone my entire life without seeing him again. But he is on stage with Sierra, Janelle, Kiera, and we all know they about to get into the comment that he made regarding Janelle that we didn't see on TV. We recap all the cringeworthy moments he's had on the show as if we really needed to. Tommy asked him to explain what he said to Janelle, and telling Kira that her mama ain't ish. He apologizes for being offensive, but says he isn't the type of person to say those things. And Tommy's like, you mean say those things that you said on TV? Like, what are you actually saying? Because you said it. We heard these things come out of your mouth time and time again on the show, sir. Like, what are we really talking about? Sierra says she can understand the jokes because she's a jokester, but when it comes to her parents, she holds them really dear, and she did not appreciate that. And then Habibi goes on and says, parents like to put their own endeavors upon their children. And Tommy's like, what? He's like, some parents like to put their own endeavors among their children. Are we still talking about the crawfish? Because while I do agree with that statement, Habibi, what that got to do with what we're talking about right now with Sierra, with the story and her mama and the crawfish? Tommy tells Habibi to think twice before saying these type of things to women moving forward. He says he's very playful but understands where they are coming from. And he's like, I think Janelle says, well, where are we coming from? And he says, the heart. And then Janelle asks again, well, where are we coming from? And then he says, I don't know. If y'all don't get this man off of my TV, because he has to be high or something. Is he high as he is at this reunion right now? Because this just don't make no sense. Janelle goes back and forth with him. Tommy wants him to apologize, which he had already apologized. Genuine or not, he did it. She walks off and says she is done. This man picks up his saxophone that's sitting behind him and walks off and follows her. And I was like, why does he have the saxophone on stage with him? Does he have to carry it everywhere that he go? This is so weird. But she's backstage cursing. Phil, for some reason, is comforting her and reassuring her. I'm like, well, why wouldn't Quentin be back there doing that? But okay. And then as she's still backstage having a bit of a meltdown with Phil, he's on stage playing the saxophone. Y'all, what are we watching and what is happening? What is happening with this reunion? Because it looks unhinged at this point. So when we come back, on stage is now Marvin, Kat, Lee, Unique, Phil, and Janelle. Janelle is basically going to be out here, I guess, at every turn of the segment that we have. So we have to replay all of Marvin's interactions with the women on the show. Tommy brings out some, sexual props and say they found him in the dressing room. Everybody gets a good laugh. Tommy asks what really made him so comfortable sharing all this info kind of right at the gate. And he says he is who he is, and he really needs to know up front if a woman can handle everything. And if not, he doesn't want to share this information 6 months down the line, and then they essentially have wasted all their time. And I can really respect Marvin for that. Like, I would rather just let me know out the gate, and then I can make the decision whether I want to get to know you more based on what you've told me. Unique said what attracted her to Marvin is that she basically had been having regular 87 grade sex, and she wanted some premium. That's the bottom line. Tommy asks if he and Unique connection continued after they both got eliminated. Essentially, he said they hung out as a group, but it didn't lead into anything between the two of them. Unique said she ended up actually going to one of his shows and she enjoyed it. But throughout the process, she didn't feel she was a top priority for him. But now we know that Marvin has found love with someone. He thinks that she is the one. And we are all happy for you that you found someone to match your freak level, Marvin, okay? And then we see on stage, next is Unique, Tequila, Habibi, Janelle, Jessica, and Phil. So we see the comments that the guys made towards Tequila back when the show was airing, and how she went up for Habibi at every chance she get. And at this moment, she's still going up for Habibi. And he says that the connection with her is mutual. Child, they both look crazy on the stage. That's all I got to say. Habibi says that they have still kept in touch as he puts his arm around the back of the chair where she is sitting. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess y'all can kick it. I don't know, and I don't care. Tequila says that really Phil confused her with what happened with their connection, because we know things went sideways with them when they had the threesome conversation. And even though she asked him about it, she got turned off by his answer. But she says, she didn't like that. She think the threesome energy made Phil uncomfortable, but she didn't get a chance to say what made her uncomfortable. And at this moment, she's going to tell us what made her uncomfortable, which is broke energy. Girl, you was just finding some type of way to segue in here that you think Phil is broken. He filed for bankruptcy. Like, you just was finding any type of in you could to say that, because this just felt like it came out of left field, because, girl, we don't really care. Anyway, Tommy asked Phil about the bankruptcy. He said it happened when he was in real estate. Everything went under. under, so he filed for bankruptcy. Tequila, that was petty. Everybody else backstage thought that was super petty because you just felt like you wanted to just, I guess, get one at Phil because maybe you thought he made you look crazy on TV, but he really didn't. You made yourself look crazy the whole time. They talk about the blow up with Janelle and Tequila, and she says that Janelle had said, I guess maybe off camera or in the back or sometime, that she's not about tearing down black men on TV. And then, of course, when she got in the lounge, she felt like Habibi was being beat up. All I can say is in this moment, the whole time Tequila is talking and sitting there, she's just rocking back and forth like this. At any time, somebody that's a little bit crazy just keeps rocking back and forth like this, they ready to pop off at any moment, okay? They keeping the energy rocking and rolling in their body by rolling back and forth. And she's just like, if anything pops off, I'm already ready. I'm already sitting on 10. That's all I could think about the whole time. I was like, Tequila, keep still. Stop rocking. Girl, chill out. But Janelle says between her, on her end of things, there was no problem. She really don't care to talk about it, and we don't care to talk about it either, okay? So everyone backstage is really kind of wondering what happened. Like, that could have went completely left. And then the people that were on stage then comes backstage. Janelle starts talking about somebody's feathers. We all see that Tequila has this feather outfit on. And Tequila makes a comment. Janelle bangs on the table and is like, do you want to fight me? Tequila then stands up and she's about to flip the table over, child. Like, are we really doing this? Because this is the ghetto. This is the ghetto. Y'all are too grown to be acting like this over what? It can't boil down to Habibi because we can't be acting this foolish over him. I just don't get it. But y'all, that was part one of the reunion. And I would say, again, they could have kept it because half of the reunion was simply playing what we already saw during the season. Like, summarize what happened and let's just get into the questions of what we want to know about these people. We don't have to continue to show all of these clips because that was most of the reunion, is showing clips and then showing people's reaction on stage and backstage of seeing the clips. I could have done without that. But I guess next week we'll see where Quentin and Janelle is, and then we'll be done with this season. But let me know y'all thoughts, and if y'all thought this part one of the reunion was as boring as I thought it was. Until then, I'll catch y'all next week.